I guess I'm gonna have to go get a job. This is gonna be a long rambling on, but you never know. I need some money to get my son set up on the property. I don't know if you can still hear me. Bunch of people now sitting outside. It's nice today, even though it's 7:49 at the house. But I don't want them. They're looking over here like, "What are you talking about? You talking about me?" You know, or I might say something that everybody be looking at me funny or something. You never know. But anyway, they got a thing at the unemployment office or somewhere. I got to go check it out, and I'll let you know before I finish editing this video and post it. That they give like soft skills or volunteer work. So I had the bachelor's business administration, but I didn't do the networking part. I tried on LinkedIn, and I get a lot of calls on LinkedIn about, hey, how you doing? So now the scammers are on LinkedIn, and a lot of jobs won't even call you now. They'll call you and won't even leave a message, and they're laying off. A lot of them wanting to come back to the office, because I love to work for Fidelity, helping people with their 401ks or stock options. Some of them jobs you got commission, but you got to get licenses. But the way I understand it, if you get a Series 7 and a 65 or 66, whatever it is, you got to work for somebody. If you don't work for that type of job in 2 years, you had to lose your license, because you had to be kind of under it. So what's better? To sit at home and enjoy the silence, going kind of bored, you don't feel like doing nothing, or to go get a job and just do something? I don't know. Like the other day, they got a thing called Monopoly Go, and I just did the 2 dice rolls. I had like 600 dice, and then every time you roll, you get more dice. All in all, I think I played that game like 3 hours, just sitting there. And I had it on automatic, and it was still playing. Might not have been that long, but it seemed like it. Seemed like a long time. And I'll be checking it all day. But I am been able to watch some movies. I watched The Beekeeper, which is real cool. That is awesome. And some of the new movies are starting to come out, so you got more time to watch movies. But I don't know. My neighbor put up a new mailbox, and I think it's right in front of my driveway I'm supposed to have. So I don't know. I called the postmaster. We'll see. Hadn't got a response. Yeah, this is where I want the wheelchair ramp, right behind in front of that bag. I was looking at people with different beards. Some of them didn't show the whole picture, but this guy did kill somebody, so I don't probably want that one. And then I was looking at this guy's beard, but it's too short. It's like a little goatee. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with my face. Boy, look at that chicken biscuit. Woo. And Miss O'Wiles with Mr. O'Wiles today. My wife had to get a snack. She's still hungry. Turn the sausage. I don't see the sausage. Where's the sausage at? Yep. We got the sausage. Yep, you're traveling to Charleston, you gotta have road. Gotta have food for the road travels. The road travels in the low country. Got the tea, fruit. We're at the hospital now. We got here early. Gave us time to take care of our bills. And they finally got the turkey burger.
What is that?
I don't know.
It's cold, but you don't know what it is.
It looks like it's a transcatheter heart valve. That goes in your heart right there? Yeah, I found out, my wife had to go down there and monitor how she's doing. So they put this thing in people's heart, and they have it sitting on tables, I guess, a conversation piece. But they got a picture of a heart, and it's got it in there. It's kind of like a stent, sort of, layman's term, but it keeps the valves open or wherever they put it at. But it goes inside the heart. And I was like, wow, because he is a heart doctor. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do with my beard. So I took all kind of pictures while we was in the waiting room waiting, just kind of pondering. I meant to put it with the other two pictures up earlier, but just side pictures of my beard. I know I'm turning into a woolly booger. But, you know, kind of just relaxing. These turkey burgers are so good, I had to get one to go. So for later, my wife got a strawberry salad, milk, tea. She's gonna turn into a cow. Waiting for our car. We've had a full day at the hospital. Done got everything checked, good results. And they got one more medicine, and we got some turkey burgers. So turkey burgers from the hospital gotta be good for you.
Stay away from salt.
Yeah, can't eat no salt. He said, you can't eat no salt. Talking to my wife. But if I copy her diet, it'd probably be good for the both of us. So we got our turkey burgers to go home. And we're out here waiting for the valet to bring our car. And they got some high-tech cars out here, so it's like going to a car show. You get to see BMWs and all kind of Dodge cars and everything that people come to the hospital with. We was out there waiting for the valet, and the guy pulls up with the car. And I was looking at it, and I recognized the top of it has like a luggage rack that's silver. It's a black Nissan Rogue. And I was looking at it. I said, I didn't recognize the car. He said, I watched it. He's smart, butt. And when you think you don't need a beard, the cold weather is resisted by the mighty beard. Well, we're getting out of here. Look at all the traffic.
To take exit 1 onto South
All the traffic coming in here.
61 towards Somerville.
My burger.
And my little baby.
Yeah, you got a burger if you need to eat something now.
I got soda down here. Don't make me
My wife making good use of her time in this traffic jam. 4 o'clock traffic,
And I'm eating a salad.
and she's eating the salad. And I'm trying not to kill us. Yeah, I found out, my wife had to go down there and monitor how she's doing. So they put this thing in people's heart, and they have it sitting on the table as, I guess, a conversation piece. But they got a picture of a heart, and it's got it in there. It's kind of like a stent, sort of, layman's term, but it keeps the valves open or wherever they put it at. But it goes inside the heart. And I was like, wow, because he is a heart doctor. My wife went crazy. And you don't stay married forever, unless you make compromises or you take care of each other's problems that they're worried about. Well, my wife, sometimes she fusses a lot and she gets mad, so I let her calm down to see what's really important. Well, she's been talking about this for a long time. That she's, my son doesn't realize sometimes things need to be on my wife's standards. So she's getting upset. And she said, well, I'm just going to leave. So I thought she was just upset. So I'm not good at playing games or listening to games or figuring out what's going on by something. If something bothers you, you need to tell me, and then I need to know you're serious. So she was talking, and she said, well, she thought about it. She thought about going and getting a place and getting like government housing, living there, and having her own nice, clean place and leaving us behind. But, she didn't really think about it, all the stuff that goes along with that, because, I give her money and take her places, and she gets sick. So she ain't thought about all that. So I was trying to think what the best way to do my son is. I had him in a campground for 2 years. He couldn't handle it because of, he's autistic, but he had a hard time dealing with the little kids. He's afraid they're going to bite he's afraid his dog was going to bite the little kids. And then, it would have been things. So you move out in the country and people like the edge on your land. And I've been kind of laid back because earlier where they had that mailbox, well, they put the telephone pole there, and it's kind of on my land a little bit. At least the anchor is, and might be off the land, but it's really close. And then they put underground cable going to the new neighbors. Well, I was walking with my family, and I just stepped in the dirt a little bit on the driveway, and the lady comes around there telling me, "Hey, you need to get off my land." I was in the driveway between, the two roads, and I stepped back on the grass right off the driveway, and I said, "Well, is this my land?" And she said, "Yeah, your land's the grass, my land is the driveway." But technically she got a little bit of that, a little bit of the grass too. So I got mobility issues, so instead of nickel and diming it, and then, so I've been calling a couple neighbors, been here. We don't like to really hang out or anything, but every now and then something goes on, we'll call each other, let them know we see something, or, who was that, but that's about it. We're on our own besides that. So when I first moved here, about probably October 2020, it's been 3.5 years almost. My neighbor was putting up a fence somewhere else because people were riding with a golf cart and drinking with shotguns, so he didn't want them riding there, riding down to his house hunting. So he, at least on his land, so he put up barbed wire on that side. But nobody's really messed with the other side till these new neighbors are kind of, they cleared it a little bit, threw some limbs on my side. I didn't care about the power line too much. But it really ticked me off when that lady told me to get out of her yard or get off her land when I was stepping on branches I didn't want to fall, so I stepped on dirt. And it was only probably 15 feet that I cleared the corner. I went in the woods most of the way, but she just adamant. And, had my grandson, he's on like 4, and my other family members, so he could have wiped our whole family out. And nasty. And then said, "Well, my name's whatever." I didn't catch her name, but we own a jewelry store. So whoever that is. But really mean people. So, I've called the postmaster on this mailbox because I'm not sure if that's really legal where it is, because all our mailboxes are on the other side. So they just put it up, didn't even tell nobody, put a number on it, and just doing what they want to. They don't care. So even though I could probably clear the land for about 10 on the edge right beside that mailbox a little bit, and I want to put a trailer for my son, maybe 3,000 for the, what do you call it? But then, you get them an old trailer, then you're going to have repairs. It's going to fall apart. And then, you got to have a septic tank, you got to have a PERT, and then you got to go through these people, all this aggravation. And where I'm working at now, I don't really have the money to do it. Unless I cashed out 401ks, and who knows. So what I'm thinking about doing is making enough money to pay for it, and then financing the rest with a 401k for like 5 years once I get enough in there, because you can do that with certain loans, and then just paying for it in 5 years, it'll be paid off. But then I won't have to worry about the neighbors fussing because the line will be marked. We'll put a fence right on the line, whatever, all in one shot. Because the other neighbor that I was talking about, since he come up there and said he would help me mark the line and all this stuff, he said, my wife told me that I made a promise to you, and I'm willing to keep the promise to cut a driveway through your land. I only got 5 acres, probably 3.5, that they would cut a line through, and it'd take half my woods. And then if I wanted, they're not going to go with the big trees. They're going to go with the little trees, so it's going to be like this. So if I need to get an 18-wheeler or something big down through there, how am I going to get it through there? Where it's going, I was landlocked. And I told him I wasn't going to do it. And then I asked him a question. He'd been holding that grudge against me for 3.5 years, wanting for me to cut a trail in my woods. So I'm not going to call him no more. Anything happens, I don't care. I don't want to be bothered. I'm just going to, it probably cost me $20,000, $30,000 maybe. Who knows, with inflation and finding all these different contractors. Well, I'll save up above it and then pay for it all at once, and it'd be done I don't know, 6 months or however long instead of 10 years. So my wife gave me an ultimatum today. She said she's ready to leave, and just because she's tired of the nasty. I said, well, if you stay on him, he'll do it. But, you know, she wants to baby him. So this is a compromise. So I'm real close to getting my Class B CDL. As soon as they turn in the paperwork that I finish my hours, I can go up there and then do one more review and then drive. And then I doubt I can do it, but I got excited. And then my wife said, all you want to do is go to school. The reason she said that, there's another college that was offering Class A CDL, but it was automatic. And if they accept me, I might do it. But I already have a Class B if I pass. But I'm pretty sure, because I got the inspection pretty good now. You know, the only thing with a Class A, instead of the parking brake tug test, you got to do a trailer tug test, and then you got to do the leak down test for both of them. So just an extra step. But I got that down for the B. I just got to take the test for it, and then do the pre-trip inspection, my yard skills, and then drive. And I feel pretty good. And I've been driving 56 miles one way for that since November the 10th. We had 2 weeks off, 2 weeks off. But this other training, if I get it, it'll be 5 days a week, like 7 to 5. I don't know why they're going to have us in school so long if we're going to be doing all this stuff we got to do. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see. Man, it's crazy. Sorry, long video. Just get my thoughts out there. And, you know, my wife sometimes gets hot-headed and she says stuff. You know how things happen. And just emotions. So you don't know if emotions are real. You know, they're complaining, but you don't know if there's something they just can live with, or something they just going through a moment, or they just need attention, or what. So she's serious. You know, she's talked to everybody about it. And I'm like, what? Why didn't you tell me? But she did. So this is my way to do it. I said, well, I mentioned all kind of things. I said we could put him in a government housing. We could put him in a camper. She said, why are you going to throw away your son? I said, well, you going to leave if I don't. I mean, you're making me choose who I want to keep. You know, you were my son. I said, well, I married you. I love my son, but, you know, he's aggravating. And then my son was saying, y'all ain't going to make it if we leave. You know, he's going to flip out and take us out. So we don't want that to happen. So the best thing for me to do, all in all, with my crazy neighbors, because anytime I'm in my yard, they're going to stop and harass me to death, you know. And I don't want to just tell them to, you know, like Furman University or Furman Offspray, you know what I mean, for YouTube. But I want to be, you know, kind of nice and try to be respectful and try to honor, you know, God and all that. But yeah, I deal with stuff too. So if y'all going through anything, I understand. And if you're not going through anything, one day you will, or you have been. So that's the way life is. So you never know. There's all kind of crazy stuff going on. And then different areas of the country or different places you live have a different vibe. Like Charleston, you know, it's a bunch of students and people making money. It's crowded. It's fast. You know, everybody's stressed out to business and they just drive fast, and it's like nobody's really, there's not a lot of community or hello. It's all about just working and getting that dollar and stressed out. See who makes it the longest without falling out. And you know, here, laid back, I've enjoyed being off since November the 11th. I've only had to work the weekends, and I've had probably since November 11th, I think I've had about 8 days off on the weekends, maybe. So, but I've worked every weekend except for that, you know. And I had a little job for 3 weeks, but it didn't work out. But yeah, man, truck driving. Hopefully I can do it, not get hurt, and get my son his little place. And if I get him a brand new trailer, even though it's going to cost more money, probably a lot more, but he shouldn't have any repairs. It shouldn't leak. Maybe it'll have a warranty, it'll be good, and he's going to have to take care of it. And like I'll be 53 in a little bit, so it should last him at least 20 years if he takes care of it. And if it falls apart, then he can move in this one. Hopefully we'll take care of it, but he can live one place or another. And then, maybe my daughter, she might want to live out here somewhere, so no telling, after we are gone. If she ain't got her own place, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But hopefully I can do it, be safe. We'll see. But yeah, I gotta keep videoing, putting the cheeseburgers, because, YouTube's not making any money, so I gotta get a job, I guess. But I love doing YouTube, so I'll keep doing it no matter what. And today we went to Charleston. I fell in love with the turkey burgers since my wife's been going down there. Till last year she was in the hospital 14 times. And we was a bunch in Charleston. They even took her by ambulance from here all the way down there, 150 something miles, and I had to get down there about an hour after ambulance because he just went 90 miles an hour, ran all the stop signs because they want to get back home up here. But they took her down there, and she said she didn't want to never do that again because it's so bumpy. But but she's doing pretty good. But she went get a little apartment. She ain't gonna have me there to go get stuff for her or wait on her. But if I work all the time, she ain't gonna have me there either. So I told her if I start working, and I said, who knows if I get damaged. So that's why I was thinking, well, if I did the 401k and I get to where I can't work, but it'd be like a new 401k. So they take the money, but it'd be paid for. So I won't lose it, because nowadays you don't want to finance nothing. Because if you finance something, you're a slave to the wage, because you got to work to pay for it, and then you're going to pay more than what you bought it for. Especially with inflation, things going up, things start to go down now because people can't afford it. And China's had deflation, and everything starts dropping in price. Nobody wants to buy anything. And then the economy suffers because they can't sell anything because nobody buy nothing. So that happened here. Prices start dropping, people might buy a little bit, and they're like, oh man, just wait. And then it'll put the whole economy in shambles. But hopefully people keep buying stuff. But if they could get the food prices down, it'd be nice. Food and gas, things you gotta have to live, especially with them making everybody go to work, in the office. Because I was going to get a job trying to do Fidelity. I would love to do that job, doing stocks and bonds. And my wife says, oh, you love school. Well, I like school. When I was in high school, I didn't do too good. So when I got out of high school, I had to make up for it. So I like studying about electronics and Ohm's law and micro circuits and milliamps, and then got to study a little bit about the computers and business and accounting, and now truck driving, and a little bit of heating and air, and it's helped me some things, give me a big perspective on things. You look at stuff and then you wonder how it's made, and sometimes you already know, but I can always learn stuff. But anyway, I just ramble on, going to Charleston and taking my wife down there, getting her situated, and then thinking what I got to do, and then getting antsy because they didn't turn my training in. So hopefully they turned it in so they can go ahead and schedule me for a test. But if I get a chance to do the CDL automatic in the local place, I'm gonna try it. But because they paid for my CDL for the B class, once I pass it, They probably won't. But you can do pretty good with a B class. Driving a little dump truck. I think it's like 18 to 20, and if you do propane, and you make like 24, and you don't have to go over the road. There's one job I seen you might be 4-day work week, so that'd been perfect. I could work 4 days, be over the road maybe 1 day, and I had 1 day off, and then I'd work the weekend, and I could do that. Hopefully, be real tight, and then get my son his little place. Then I could retire, but probably not. Probably to keep making the money then, because I had to have insurance. They had insurance in a year and a half. But my bills think I do, because they trying to bill me for everything, and so I don't have that insurance. So y'all need to build other insurance that's free. They don't want to do it. And then, we was in the cafeteria today. Every table had somebody in it, and they even had somebody sleeping that worked at the hospital on their lunch break. I was like, now that's cool. You get to work, eat, and sleep, and still go back to work. And nobody bothered them. They just laid down in the booth and curled up with their stuff on the table. I was like, well, I said, they are very comfortable. But yeah, man, it's a crazy world we live in. Whatever you're doing, just keep going. Now, what's kind of interesting, I've never been this super focused, but this guy shared a trick, and I guess it worked. He said if nobody would participate in this, he would not hire them. And this is like CEOs, heads of the company. And what he did, he'd give them a task. And he said, write down what's important to you, life-changing things that you wish you had right now. So people would write down all this stuff, like $1 million, health, house, career, car. And he said, take one of those things, if you waved a magic wand, would make it all beneficial. Would be life-changing. Okay, so you write that down. Then you write down the pros and cons and what to do. And then you set a plan how to accomplish it. And you spend all your focus on that. And you keep doing it till you figure out how to do it. And that's like, that's staying super focused for a goal that you want. And you're not going to let go till you get it. And see, most of us, we're so used to having it your way, or nobody really wants to do that. Or we get a couple of stumbling blocks and fall or fail, because especially during the pandemic, there was a bunch of people putting all this stuff on there, like affiliate marketing and business ideas, and you make money, but they don't tell you all the pitfalls you go through that you're going to fall, especially like doing bookkeeping. And if you hadn't done it for a business, and here you are trying to do it at home, and I was having some questions and concerns. I even joined a couple of groups for the bookkeeping, because I went to school, had a little bit of accounting, debits and credits, but just basic stuff, old, outdated stuff, but accounting didn't change too much. But, they want you to have the CPA, which costs you now probably another $1,400 to take all 4 tests within a certain time, or you had to start over, and it changes, and it's just general knowledge, but it stints general knowledge. So they want you to have all this extra stuff, so hopefully trucking, you could do that with just a license, but it's so dangerous with cars. Like, we was coming home and it got dark, and my wife was telling me this stuff she was serious about, and I was listening, and it had me so confused, I almost hit a car, because the car was coming up. I mean, I was like, I could have reached out and hit the car out of my window. Tap, you it, So she was holding her chest because it scared her. Because, normally I'm doing pretty good, but she was like, well, this is it. And so I'm listening now. Too good. You don't want to argue with somebody when they're driving. It's dangerous. Especially when you're operating a vehicle. But anyway, we're going to try it. We're going to see what we can do. And plus, if I say anything that helps anybody, might confuse most people. Like, I put on there about my car. I've seen it in some of when I was doing the porter job before I hurt my back because the car's so low and I couldn't really get in and out of them that good, the sports car. I did see the distance and the range, and newer cars got that, but I was so used to driving a 2007 Toyota Rave, or however you say it, and then I got a 2008 GMCA Canyon pickup. So they don't have all them bells and whistles. Like, I even had to roll up and down my windows. But when my car got hit, I hit a log and it totaled my car. So I got a 2014 Nissan Rogue, and it's got a thing where you mash it. It said how many miles you got left on your gas, and I was like, "Ooh, look at that!" And somebody commented on one of my videos, said, "What?" Because they couldn't fathom it. I guess it's like somebody having a black and white TV with a rabbit ears. You had to adjust it, and then all of a sudden they get a TV that's cable or fiber, and now they can use a remote to change the channels, or something like that. Or getting a telephone, you had to punch the buttons and get up with the wires on it, and now you got a cell phone. A big leap in technology. So I was just happy as fit as fiddle, But yeah, man, good luck with whatever you're doing. And there's always stuff out there, pay attention, because I couldn't figure out the free training for the, the IT tech, because somebody said you had to have a degree, but you had to train in, but not knowing anything. I might be stepping in a hornet's nest. The driving is actually something physical you can put your hands on, but there's stuff out there that they were paying for that. So anything that you can get for you to help you is good. And in the 70s, they used to have a bunch of apprentice programs. So a lot of the guys that were maintenance, got a bunch of apprentice programs. They learned the field and made money and got certified. And everything's changing. More things are getting legal. Like, before they had the CDLs, I believe they used to have like a class 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 or something like that, a class 3. So they didn't call it the CDL, but you had to have a different class of license to drive the different vehicles. And then they just threw everything in a class A CDL, mostly, unless it's real long or there's more stuff you can get. But a class B, and it's just more stuff they're going to throw on it. But anything you can learn that'll help you, especially stay relevant, employed, make money, make you, the more you know, even if you don't make money, it'll help you make better decisions, especially with all these scams trying to come up. Because there's a lot of stuff, you just click on it. You click on the wrong link, it's got you, But yeah, I know a long video. I'm going to watch it, probably edit a little bit more and share it, because this Charleston trip was kind of eye-opener. I'm going to read my pre-inspection a couple more times. It's late. Probably won't get much sleep, but I got to be at an oil change at 7 o'clock tomorrow. And this is cool. I'm not talking about her, so I won't say who it is, but somebody, it's really cool. We made a deal, and both of us went to get this to the car place to get these certificates, and they gave us some cool certificates, man. We had a chance to win some really cool stuff, like a brand new car or TVs, and I hadn't seen that in a long time. Used to they'd give you like $5 or $1. Well, they gave us certificates for an oil change, so at least you won that. So it wasn't totally useless. So hopefully they got a guy with experience. It's not just some new guy. They're getting us all to do these free oil changes. Hey, come in and do an oil change, and see, it's kind of marketing. They would have had to pay the marketing, so they just put the same marketing on these certificates that they sent out to get new customers. So instead of putting on the news and people not even wanting to do it, well, you actually got people, you're in their face, you provide them a good service, they might come back. Or they might go to Five Guys, it's like $35 instead. But it's free if you do it that way as a consumer. So I got mine yesterday. They did a good job. Well, my daughter gonna let me use hers tomorrow from my old truck. And then there's a thing called Fetch Rewards, and that's where I've been playing all this Monopoly Go. Well, I don't know how many points you can earn total, but I earned like 9,000 points by just going up a couple levels. I think I'm like level 72 or level 77, and these are the boards you clear. And you know, I never got to play a full Monopoly game, so within a couple of days you clear a whole board and move up, and it's kind of addictive because you're like, my brain's almost got it, and I'll clear all my dice and I'll look at it again, and I got like 3 minutes left before I get more dice rolls. So so sometimes it's checking, but now people can rob you and take your money through the bank heist. So it's best to buy all your property as you go and not have too much in your bank, as long as you got your shields up. So I've been playing this Monopoly Go, and I forgot what I was talking about. But you know, my wife also, when she got mad at me, about the oil change. My son come in for a second, so I had to cut it off. But the oil change, and then I got Fetch Rewards. I had 60,000 points. So 52,000 points was worth $50. So I've redeemed it, and it's pending now for IHOP. So my daughter said, "You take me out to eat, I'll give you my oil change." So I redeemed my Fetch Rewards for a $50 gift card. I guess it's electronic. It'll be on the phone. Probably give me a card on the phone. My daughter's already got it, a couple, and she showed me how to do it. And we had to figure out where we want to go, because I'm gonna have to take my wife out and my daughter. So we'll go to IHOP, get us some pancakes and bacon, and you'll see that video whenever it works. So I got the oil change tomorrow, and I work the weekend, and I guess next week sometime I go one more knock in the head, rub my head, pre-trip inspection, yard skills, and then I go do it. Then maybe I go for the Class A, who knows. But my wife said, "You got to be stimulated." And, you know, I talk a lot. So YouTube really helps me. That's why I probably won't quit it no matter what I'm doing, because I get to talk. Because I can talk to my wife and son, and it overloads their head. And then even the teacher, when I'm doing my pre-trip inspection, because I butcher everything instead of saying it the proper English. So I probably really couldn't go in sales, because people be like totally confused. But anyway, I say things backwards, or I say it the way I see it first, and it's hard to do that. And I'm butchering the way you do this pre-trip inspection, and I'll say it, and I'm adding stuff to it or taking stuff away, but pretty much covering it, you know, at least why they want it. And her mind is thinking so much, see if I missed anything. She's like, I think you said that, or you didn't say that. And half time she'd be wrong, because I got so much information coming out, she zones out on me. So I understand if it's hard to keep up with me. And only a few people been able to. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. And who knows, you never know where you'll see me, and somebody might discover me and have me. I don't know if I'll be like Charleston and interviewing people out of the country, but I don't know. You never know.